Hello everyone and welcome to my humble birthday party. It's not my birthday though. We're actually celebrating the 30th anniversary of my dear old friend Doom, one of my best childhood friends. And I'm going to mark this occasion by going back to the very original version of Doom that was released on December 10th, 1993. So imagine yourself as one of those gamers back in 1993. You're curious to try out this new Doom thing that you've been hearing about so much. What do? Well, first you have to download it from an FTP server. Now, as the story goes, people were so hyped for the game at first that they were all waiting on the server, overloaded it, so id Software couldn't upload it at first. They actually had to ask people to log off. Anyway, imagine these problems are now behind us. You have successfully downloaded the game, and now you have to install it. Well, let me open up DOSBox real quick. Well, of course, before you downloaded the game from the FTP server, first you saw its description. All archives uploaded to these old FTP servers could have a description embedded into them. And this was the description for Doom. So it's described as a fast-moving virtual reality game in which you are plunged into a brutal 3D world. And it says that you have to overcome legions of grisly fiends and lethal puzzles. Curious. Also notice what it says at the end. Doom portrays graphic violence and may not be suitable for younger children. Ooh, I'm afraid it's a bit too late for this warning, as I've been playing Doom since I was 9 years old. And the requirements: a 386 or better, VGA, 4 megabytes of RAM. VGA refers to the graphics card, and yes, contrary to what kids nowadays believe, computers back then did have graphics cards. They just weren't like the powerful GPUs we have nowadays. As for 386, it's a type of computer. We had one back in the day. It had a 40 megahertz processor and 4 megabytes of RAM. It was pretty decent for its time, although still not good enough to play Doom on high detail. So at first I had to play it on low detail, which was, well, you'll see in a while, it's really blurry. It looks horrible. So you're ready to install the game. Let's see what it looks like. Ah, yes, the original Doom installer. Notice that it says Shareware version. Please distribute like crazy. For the younger people among you, Shareware is a model of game distribution in which the game is split up into episodes, like Doom is. And the first episode is available for free. You can download it, you can distribute it to your friends, schoolmates, and so on. But of course, if you want to play the other episodes, you'd have to buy the full version of the game. But the shareware version is free. In the case of Doom, the shareware version includes episode 1, Knee Deep in the Dead. Well, I'm not going to go through with this. I have already installed the game, so no need to actually show what happens. So we'll exit and go to the actual game folder. And here you may notice the dates on the files. Indeed, it is December 10th, 1993. And they're all marked as being modified at 1 o'clock because id Software often used the time modified to show the version of a file. In this case, this is Doom version 1.0, and that's why the time is 1 o'clock. Now you may also notice there is a readme file. Let's take a very quick look at it. Yep, that's the original Doom readme from 1993. And notice how it refers to the game as the Doom Trilogy. Ooh, I like the sound of that. Here you see the story that you should be familiar with. Here are instructions for installing Doom because it's too large to run from a floppy disk. So before playing, you must first install Doom to your hard disk drive. Ooh. Also notice how the first step is to make a backup copy of your original disks. Well, back in those days, malfunctions with floppy disks were possible. Not very common, but still possible. And it was therefore a good idea to make backups occasionally. Object of the game. Welcome to Doom, a lightning-fast virtual reality adventure where you're the toughest space trooper ever to suck vacuum. Your mission is to shoot your way through a monster-infested holocaust, living to tell the tale, if possible. The gameplay for Doom is quite simple. This is not a cumbersome adventure game, but an action-oriented slugathon. You don't need the reflexes of a hyperactive 8-year-old to win either. Using your wits is important. To escape Doom, you need both brains and the killer instinct. I like the sound of that. And if we scroll down, there are descriptions of gameplay mechanics, weapons, enemies, power-ups, and so on. Here are the credits, who made the game. Well, we already know this. Here are the system requirements again. Of course, it recommends a 486 or better. Having a faster processor enabled you to play the game on higher detail. Because, as I mentioned a bit earlier, we didn't have GPUs back in those days. We just had those generic VGA graphics cards. So all the game graphics were processed by the CPU, not the GPU. Anyway, there are some other instructions and so on and so forth. Nothing really interesting here. So I guess we're ready to actually jump into the game itself. Alright, just a quick note before we do the actual jumping into the game. Well, this is officially treated as version 1.0. The startup screen says that the version number is 0.99. Though this doesn't really matter much, it's just a bit of trivia for us Doom nerds. So anyway, let the magic begin. And here it is, guys. For many of us, this was the first time we saw Doom. Yeah, this room, this door, this blue carpet, these windows, and this pistol. And it's an unforgettable moment. I remember that I couldn't even believe such a game could exist. I mean, the most advanced thing I had seen by this point was Wolfenstein. And you know what it looks like. It's pretty flat, even though it claims to be 3D. Now this is 3D. Let's take a quick look at the menus, by the way. Here's where you pick your episode and... wait... Is something missing here? I have this really strange feeling that something is missing. Yes, of course, episode 4, Die Flesh Consumed. And it's missing because it wasn't introduced into the game until 1995. You see, Doom originally had only 3 episodes. You probably remember how the README file referred to the game as the Doom Trilogy. That's because it has only 3 episodes. And the game was distributed by mail order. It wasn't available for sale in stores. In 1995, however, id Software started working on what was initially called the Doom Special Edition, but it was released under the name The Ultimate Doom. That's what we have nowadays, The Ultimate Doom. It adds an additional 4th episode, Die Flash consumed, and it was finally sold in stores commercially. And as I mentioned while showing you the installer, this is the Shareware version of Doom, which means that we only have episode 1. If you try to select one of the other episodes, you get this. This is the Shareware version of Doom. You need to order the entire trilogy. Press a key. Yeah, trilogy. Also, is something missing here as well? Ah, yes, Nightmare difficulty. It's missing because it was introduced in version 1.2, and the command line parameters associated with Nightmare, the ones that allow monsters to respawn or be fast, were also introduced in that version. Until then, ultra violence was the absolute maximum. Well, this is Doom, so let's kill some bad guys, shall we? Well, killing bad guys isn't very different from other versions. You point your gun, you shoot, they fall. Nothing really different. Ooh, here is a little trick that I learned as a kid, and I like to use it nowadays as well. See this guy? You can shoot him from here. I love doing this. Now, in this video I'll be showing you some peculiarities of this version, like various quirks, bugs, glitches, differences, anything that sets it apart. And the first peculiarity, of course, is right here. The button that opens that shortcut over there is missing, because it wasn't added to the level until the Ultimate Doom. At this point it's just an ordinary wall. Yeah, let's also talk about this yard outside. Now, of course, in current versions of Doom, there is nothing outside. However, in the earliest releases, more specifically 1.0 and 1.1, there actually is something outside. Let me show you. Ooh, a stim pack! That's right, there's a random, lonely stim pack just sitting here, forgotten by everyone. Well, not by me, of course. How did it end up here? Well, there are 2 possible explanations. One is that it was simply put here accidentally, by mistake. The other explanation is more interesting, however. Perhaps this outside area was initially intended to be accessible to the player as a secret, maybe, but then Romero changed his mind and didn't make it a secret, and this stim pack here is just a leftover that he forgot to clean up. Whatever the truth may be, as I mentioned, you can see this stim pack in 2 versions of the game. It was removed in 1.2 and then quickly forgotten by everyone. It's a bit of a sad tale, actually. Yeah. Now, as for other peculiarities, you've probably noticed that I'm not picking up these armor bonuses. Yes, there is a reason I'm doing this. You'll see in a minute. Now let's shoot some more bad guys. Ooh, by the way, if it's not obvious at this point, I'm keyboarding. It feels more old school this way. Oops, yeah. And besides, that's how I've always played the game. I'm a die-hard keyboarder. And I just don't feel comfortable playing Doom with the mouse. Sorry, dwarves. Okay, let's shoot these imps. Good. Now let's clean up this room. You didn't die! I feel so insulted. Again, let's avoid picking up the armor bonuses. You'll see why very soon. Kill this guy here. Don't touch the armor bonuses. Then clean up this place here. Bye-bye. So I've done everything here that could be done. Am I forgetting something? Ooh, the secret elevator. Yeah, of course. Huh! Where's the secret elevator? That's weird. Why isn't it coming down? Well, let me do a quick IDDT check. Oh, what do you know? There is nothing here. That's right, folks. This secret elevator and the secret corridor behind it did not exist in this version of Doom. They were added to the level in 1.2. And also you can probably see here that the exit of the corridor, which is behind the fake wall, also doesn't exist. What a surprise. Okay, now, why did they keep those armor bonuses around? I'll show you. Okay, we got the mega armor. Now we have 200% armor. And that is the maximum, is it not? I mean, in Doom you can't go above 200%, not even if you pick up armor bonuses. Is that right? Let's see. What just happened? 202 armor? 3, 4, 5, 6? Is this a bug? Is the game playing a prank on me? Is it some sort of birthday surprise that happens on December 10th? It's neither of these. You see, in the older versions of Doom, armor was unlimited, and yes, it could go above 200% by collecting little green armor bonuses. And theoretically you could collect bonuses until, well, you reach a certain point where the armor counter rolls over. You can check it on the Doom wiki. I suppose the article was called Armor Rollover or something like that. And when this happens, the game gets glitched really bad, and you get negative armor percentage, and there are some pretty interesting side effects. Well, in the real game, it's not possible to reach this value that rolls over the ammo counter, because there simply aren't enough armor bonus pickups. This is only possible in specifically created custom watts, and I think there are some videos on YouTube that show this. You can do a quick search. So this begs the question, if armor is unlimited, is this also true of health? Could health also go above 200%? Well, I'll answer this question in a few minutes. But first, let's kill some more bad guys. After all, this is Doom. And the main thing about Doom is wiping out bad guys. Seriously? Who did this? Did you do this? Why, you little... come on, get down here. Seriously, you're gonna make me come up here to you? You're a cheeky one, aren't you? Alright, we've cleaned up this mess. That's the red door. Notice that it says you need a red keycard to open this door. This will be important a bit later on. Let's visit the secret. It's still here. It works just as before. And now we'll be going to the outside secret. It has a supercharge, and it will let us see what happens when your health goes above 200%. Let's go there. Kill those guys. And this guy too. Grab this chain gun. Okay, I'll get to you in a second. Hey, what are you doing here? Okay, now we have 101. Shouldn't there be more health bonus? Anyway, so when I pick this up, will my health become 201? Is it? What? 199? Well, I feel cheated. So armor is unlimited, but health is somehow capped at 199%. Yes, and that's the situation in the earlier versions of Doom 1.0, 1.1, and 1.2. Yeah. It may seem a little weird nowadays. Currently, both health and armor are limited at 200%. This was made official with the 1.666 patch, which, if I mention it again in the video, I will refer to it as the 666. And that's how Doom operates nowadays. 200 health, 200 armor, and not a percent more above it. Yeah, that's one of the peculiarities I was talking about. Little details that make these old versions unique in their own way. By the way, this area here with the stairs is very old. It appeared in some of the earliest alpha releases of Doom. Of course, it didn't have the textures that it has nowadays. And the rest of the level is the same as we remember it. Now we can turn our attention to E1M3. Yeah, are there any peculiarities there? Let's take a look. Okay, as you probably heard, as soon as I started the level, some monster hurt me and was awakened. This happens only in the older versions of Doom. It's probably some glitch in the engine or the reject table, I'm not sure. But anyway, the peculiarity I want to show you here is somewhere else. Let's see. This room. What a lovely place. Now, in current Doom, there is a button down here that you press to raise the floor, but where's the button? It's mysteriously missing. But instead, we have a switch here on this wall, which is missing in the current versions of Doom. Very strange. What happens if I jump down there? Oh, the floor raises automatically. That's nice. By the way, notice how the floor texture matches its surroundings. It's all brown. But if we use that switch, I wonder what will happen. The floor rises, but it's white now. It doesn't match the surrounding texture. Ooh, weird, isn't it? By the way, this place can produce some really weird glitches if you save your game while the floor is rising and reload it, but it's not very reliable, so I won't be demonstrating it here. But if you have this version of Doom and want to do some crazy experimentation, this is one place where you can do it. Now, what's next? E1M4? No, it's E1M9. Finding the secret level was a great feeling back in the day. Actually, at first we didn't even know if this game had a secret level, even though we had played Wolfenstein and we already knew that it had a secret floor on every episode. But Doom having a secret level? Oh wow. I mean, I think my dad was the first to find it. There is just one peculiarity to show you here. So I'll clean up this room the same way I did it as a kid. First, shoot some rockets here, then get the chain gun and fire away. Come on, guys. We don't have all day. All cleaned up? No? Oh! Don't you just hate it when there are stragglers? Now it's clean. Yeah, these doors, when you try to open them, you get a very specific message. You need a blue skull to open this door. It specifically says skull. Which is weird because episode 1 doesn't have any skull keys. But that's not a problem because Vanilla Doom doesn't differentiate between key cards and skull keys. Some source ports do, but Vanilla Doom doesn't. And here we have it again. You need a yellow skull to open this door. I'm sure you can see the message. You should be able to see it. A red skull. Yeah. So now we can go to E1M4. Is there anything peculiar about E1M4? Oh yes, there is one thing. There is one thing, and if you're familiar with Doom's history, you should know exactly what it is. That's right, I'm going into this room. Oops, sorry. Yeah, there is a glitch in version 1.0 where the run key sometimes gets stuck, and I'll try to demonstrate it. Come on. There it is. I'm not pressing the run key right now, and yet I'm running. It's stuck, so you have to press it slightly again to unstuck it. This glitch only happens in this version. It's fixed in 1.1. So, this room. Is there something notorious about this room? Something that existed here but was removed later? Gee, I don't know. Is there such a thing? Oops. I don't see anything weird in this room except... Wait a second. Is this a... No, my eyes deceive me. It's really a swastika. That's right, folks. There is a swastika here, and many of the older Doom fans know about it. The younger ones, some do, some don't. And you may also notice that it's reversed. Actually, it was mirrored in version 1.2 to look like the Nazi version. In here it's reversed, though it's still quite recognizably a swastika. And after version 1.2 it was eventually censored, its shape was changed to something slightly more abstract. But those of us that have played the older versions know. That's right, we still know, we still remember. Yeah. Anyway, E1M5, missing room. What missing room could this be? This is the area behind the yellow door. Yellow door, is it? Yes. So, as you remember, there are some elevators here, and up there is a secret with a red pentagram, which is a teleporter. So we'll try to get there. It lowered, but it's not going up again. How am I supposed to reach the secret? Is there a secret at all? Oh, what do you know? It doesn't exist. Yes, this whole secret room with the red teleporter isn't here. It was added to the level in version 1.2. Yep, another missing secret, just like the one in v1.0. And that's really the only peculiarity in this level. It's otherwise pretty much the same. Well, there is one other difference, though it's a very small thing, but I can show it nonetheless. Just give me a sec. Ooh, I'm out of bullets. Yeah, this window is slightly smaller in this version. I don't know if you can see it, but it's I mean, the lower part of the window is higher than it should be. It was lowered in version 666. And also the window was made passable. Currently it's impossible, and well, the only real effect of that is that monster corpses cannot jump through the window. Anyway, let's take a quick visit to v1.6. What I want to show you here is a little a little bug in the level design, or more accurately an oversight. You see, when playing on ultraviolence, it was originally not possible to get 100% kills on this map, and the reason for this was a sergeant who was stuck inside the wall, right here. See that? That's a sergeant. And I'm going to go visit him. There he is. So the only way to get 100% kills on this map was to no-clip and kill this guy inside the wall. This was fortunately fixed eventually in version 666, and this guy was removed from inside the wall. Beside that, this level is pretty much the same. There are just some missing textures at one spot, but it's not really interesting enough to demonstrate. Okay, then I guess we can now jump to the last frontier. On this level, I'm going to show you several things. The first one concerns pinky demons. You see, in the current version of Doom, pinky demons cannot provoke monster infighting, and they cannot blow up barrels. The reason for that is simply the mechanics of their attack. It's, how do I say, like a simple melee check. In older versions of Doom, however, like from 1.0 to 1.2, the Pinky Demon attack had a completely different mechanic. It was actually a very short hit scan attack originating from their face. Yeah, try to imagine it, like a very, very short hit scan vector. And because of that, pinkies could cause infighting or blow up barrels. And this is what I'm going to demonstrate here really quickly. I'll need some God mode, some light, and partial invisibility. Hello, pinkies! Bite me! Did you see that? The pinkies caused the barrels to blow up because of its misdirected hit scan attack. Okay, now that this demonstration is over, I can get rid of the light and the partial invisibility. Get up here. I also turn off the God mode because it's not good sport, you know. It's not quite fair towards the poor barons. Okay, Now, oh, the secret here. Notice that the texture is unpacked. Did you see it? Yep, 199 health again. Now let's take care of those specters and those barons, and I'll show you some more peculiarities. Okay, first of all we just clean up the room as usual. Kill the specters. Oh, and since specters are pinkies, they can also cause infighting or blow up barrels, because their attack works the same way as pinkies. Where are you? Okay, I'll find you eventually. Show yourself. Yeah, playing on this resolution could be hard for some people, especially those of you that are used to modern source ports with like 1080p resolutions. Oh yeah, let's get the rockets out. Let's get rid of these barrels just in case. It's not nice having explosives around. Come on. Good. You know, when there are pinkies in that card, there is a chance for them to get out. Will they? Yes, they got out! Nice. Ooh, speaking of peculiarities, notice that we have a second computer map in here, which makes no sense at all, because firstly we're pretty much at the end of the level, and second, in vanilla Doom you cannot pick up a second computer map. See? It won't let me. And this actually becomes a problem in Doom 2 map 27 and in Plutonia map 28. Having two computer maps means you can get 100% items on those levels. And speaking of 100% items, these old versions of Doom count radiation suits as items. So if you want to get 100%, you'll have to make sure you collect all radiation suits, but that's only in 1.0 and 1.1. Also, earlier versions of Doom counted lost souls as kills. This was changed in 666 because of the pain elemental in Doom 2, of course. So they no longer count as kills. Now, this yard is a good place to show some graphical glitches in this old version of the Doom engine. First of all, can you see it? Yep, the building in the distance is glitching. And that's because the rendering limits were a bit low in the old versions of Doom. They were increased in later versions, and modern source ports pretty much remove them, which is why we call them limit removing. Duh. Ooh, another interesting glitch. And this is one of the best places to observe it. See this? It's like my bullets are hitting some invisible wall. I don't remember the exact name of this glitch, but I'm sure it's explained somewhere, maybe on the wiki or somewhere else. Notice that this glitch affects only hit scan weapons. Projectiles are not affected, but hit scan is. And speaking of projectiles, here you can see another glitch which was explained by Dicino in one of his yellow background videos. The rockets just disappear without a trace. Like I said, if you want to learn more about this glitch, check Dicino's channels, he has explained it. Oh! I almost forgot. I mentioned earlier that when I played Doom for the very first time, it was on a somewhat weaker computer. It had a 40 MHz processor, which was okay for the time, but not really Impressive. Yeah, Doom runs much better on a 60 megahertz processor at least, or better yet, something along the lines of 100 megahertz. And because of that, the game's performance was a bit choppy. And to fix that, we had to play it on low detail. Have you seen low detail? Let me show you. Ooh. Oh my god. What? Is that a torch? Oh, it's ugly. Oh dear, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good at all. Let's check E1M2. Oh, you can't even recognize the enemies in the distance. It's horrible, but like I said, there was no other option. It was either this or having the game have a really, really low frame rate, really choppy. So it was a trade-off. Yeah, it doesn't look nice at all. E1M4. Ooh, hello blurry people. Oh, you're so ugly. So ugly. So pixelated. Yeah, low detail was so much fun. Well, not really. E1M9. Oops, sorry, I messed up. So yeah, you get the idea. It wasn't nice, it was blurry, so let's go back to high detail. Ooh, this really makes a difference, doesn't it? Now you can recognize this imp as an imp, and not just as a bunch of brown pixels. Anyway, I think I've shown you most of the interesting stuff in this old version, and besides, I want to keep it short. So, as a final farewell, I'll show you the ordering screen. Yes, because this was a shareware game, and to get the full version you had to order it by mail. So there was an ordering screen. To order Doom, call 1-800-IT-GAMES for only $40. Ooh, $40. Plus shipping and handling. Get all 3 episodes. Knee deep in the dead. The shores of hell. Inferno. And ask about the hint manual and disc? Hint disc? I've never heard of this. Well, yes, you've probably never heard of a hint disk because it was never made. In fact, in later versions of Doom, the mention of a hint disk was deleted from the screen. And then it says only ask about the hint manual. And of course the ordering screen shows some screenshots. We have some Lost Souls, Cacodemons, some Fire Blue texture, some Cyber Demon. And notice on the lower left screenshot we have a player sprite which, as far as I know, doesn't appear in the full version of the game. The sprite that's facing to the left. Curious. And that's the help screen. The only thing missing here is the mention of F11 for gamma correction. I think this version of Doom doesn't have gamma correction. Yes, I'm pressing F11 right now and nothing is happening, so yeah, gamma correction was introduced in 1.1 if I'm not mistaken, and it had only 2 options, on and off. But in 1.2 it was given several different settings so that you could better adjust it for your monitor. And we're talking about a CRT monitor, of course, that's 1993 after all. So yeah, don't forget to call 1-800-IT-GAMES and send them $40 for a full version of this amazing game. Well, I guess the only thing left to do is to quit. Go ahead and leave, see if I care. Okay, I will. And here we have one final message from the game. Sure, don't order doom. Sit back with your milk and cookies and let the universe go to hell. Don't face the onslaught of demons and specters that await you on the shores of hell. Avoid the terrifying confrontations with cacodemons and lost souls that infest Inferno. Or act like a man! Slap a few shells into your shotgun and let's kick some demonic butt. Order the entire Doom trilogy now. After all, you'll probably end up in hell eventually. Shouldn't you know your way around before you make the extended visit? To order Doom, call toll-free 1-800-IT-GAMES. If you'd like to purchase Doom with a check or money order, or if you live outside of the USA, please refer to the order information text file, order FRM, in your Doom directory. Doom knee-deep in the dead can be freely distributed. This vendor should refer to the vendor information text file, vendor.doc, in your Doom directory. And yeah, that's it, guys. The original Doom 1.0 from December 10th, 1993. The first official public release of a game that became so legendary that it's still so popular and so loved 30 years later. And that would be the end of my little birthday party. I hope you enjoyed it. For the younger people among you, I hope it was educational, and for the older guys, I hope it gave you a nice sense of nostalgia. It surely gave it to me. Well, happy birthday, old friend. Happy birthday. Alexi out.